This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1, and it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So the virgin daughter of Babylon is what you call America, aka Babylon the Great. And, America is considered a virgin daughter because America's pretty much has never been, has never had a foreign nation invade its shores. Of course, we all know about the Civil War, which, they got a movie called Civil War, supposed to be released in I think the summer, because that's the energy that these elites are conjuring up for this place. This place is divided. And when you read the book of Mark, chapter 3, it says, if a kingdom be divided, that kingdom cannot stand. So in order to bring in their new system, they have to do away with the old. And they're going to let these Babylonians be the ones that tear down this wicked ass place known as America the Great. Now the Chaldeans were the elite, what you would consider like the magi of, the Babylonians. Verse 2, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. So when you uncovering thy locks and making bare the leg, it's basically the Lord pulling the skirts of this place. That's a shame on a woman. Shame to a woman. Well, at one point in time it was, because nowadays you got these women that wear skirts damn near past their hips, and then get offended if you looking, but you chose to walk outside like this, and a lot of brothers get offended by that because basically, a man's mindset might be on something. It's funny. Like for instance, men might be at work, maybe working construction outside, and you see these different skits and I ain't gonna say plays, but skits. You see movies that they portray this in where men will be working and a woman walks past and they get the cat calling and whistling and whatnot, but it's normally based on how the woman's dressed. So the men were focused on one particular activity, and then the woman with her promiscuity comes and basically puts or takes up space in that man's head, and we see it all the time at camp. I remember one time we was at camp and it's freezing outside, and this a female, she got a dress on. So you can't tell me that they don't purposely do it. And I'm not gonna say all of them. That's like saying all nigga women are, well, all of them ain't nigga women. The Judite woman, not all of them are nigga women. But you got more nigga women than you have sisters. Let's put it like that. Not to digress, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And this place is America, aka Babylon the Great. This place is being mocked, and it's being seen across the globe as its power's waning. It's not growing; it's actually declining. At one point in time, you had individuals, which you call like those migrants or refugees or whatever, illegals, even that word's been used, flee from their country to get to this place because they were in the hopes of, opportunity. And now that's just not the case. You had a lot of those migrants come up here just recently, and a lot of them pretty much chose to, go back home, which is, because the conditions up here are just so extremely fucked up. I remember before I came to Truth, I went and visited Florida, me and my demon. That's how I met my demon. And we were fleeing our city, Cleveland, to get away from we were going to other states. we went to that state, and she was fleeing her family, and I was fleeing. I was doing the Jonah, not understanding that I was supposed to do what I'm doing now here. But nonetheless, before I even like was in the camp, I was listening to videos here and there. And I had been through my testimony, saying all that to say this. Florida isn't as great of a place that you think it is. Uh, a lot of the things that go on, what we see on TV, are illusions. You know, they seem good, sound good, unless you're the one dealing with it. Um, and I know Jacksonville because that's where we end up going to. Through the Spirit, I knew not to go to Tampa and certain cities. Miami. So for whatever reason, the Spirit said go to Jacksonville, and we saw, how just the only thing I can say that I liked about Florida, being in that South like that, is like up north they put a woman on a pedestal, and down south they don't. You know, so that's the only thing that I could actually appreciate about the culture down there. She would try to speak to men, and the man will look at me, look at her like she crazy, and look at me. As opposed to up north where it's completely vice versa. But with that all being said, um, this place is being shown to be, like you ever see somebody that was proud, and then that same proud individual, pretty much, you know, has been brought low. That's what America is. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Elohim like Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kodesh Barakatham. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwath out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, and subscribing to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. It's your brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And I meant to get to this article because it reminded me of a video I did about San Francisco, and just showing you how the Lord is truly mocking this place. There's the scriptures that talks about, I think it's in Galatians, talk about the Most High not being mocked, saying that which soweth, what one soweth, he shall also reap. And it was talking about how San Francisco basically it's been called the Sunshine State and the Golden State, but it's got another name now. It's called the crappiest, crappiest, crappiest city in the country. Because pretty much the amount of homelessness out there is they having a real issue with homelessness. But on top of that, it's spiritual too, because I got the opportunity to go out to California in 2021, and where I was at, I was in Long Beach, and it was homelessness out there, but now I guess it just spread it over that bridge, because Oakland and San Francisco, the only thing that separates them is a bridge, But nonetheless, it was talking about how the homelessness, the homeless, pretty much they just defecating everywhere, and people are feces is being found on businesses, on the sidewalk, everywhere, and that's this city is the capital of in Babylon homosexuality as well. The ABCDEFG. So it's the Lord mocking them. So it says highly contagious infection spread by feces breaks out in Portland as homeless crisis sparks disease common in third world. It says in the last month, 45 cases of Shigella have been found in Portland, bringing the total from 2023 to 45 cases, bringing the total from 2023 to 218. Multnomah County warned homeless people and same-sex male partners are most at risk of the infections. It's like of the infection because of the lack of access to hygienic facilities. And the scriptures talk about the Lord bringing famine, plague, pestilence. So that's a pestilence, and that's the Lord judging this place. You know, where's that? I'm thinking. I think that's in Second Ezra, chapter 16. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5, and it reads, "Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." 16, it talks about the scourges. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 14. Let's jump to verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So a scourge is kind of like a whip, and it was sent for amendment, basically to change the behavior or the attitude of an individual. When they talk about the man laws, it's a change to the law. You know, so the Lord uses different plagues and different plagues to pretty much cause change in the people. You know what I mean? In order, because by chastisement, that's why you're ordered to chastise your child to pretty much bring and change in behavior. It's purification. We talk about how the Lord chastises those that He loveth. So to change a behavior. You know, but you know because through the chastisement, through the plagues, that through the pain brings purification. But these people, it tells you in the scriptures, they're gonna continue to try to keep on sinning. You know, and that's why the Lord is gonna judge this place the way He's gonna judge it. And this is also this place being brought low because Daily Mail is like a UK publication. This is not even an American publication. So this is the other nations pretty much finding out all the hardships that's going on in America, and this is I'm not gonna say a mockery, but this is those nations looking down on this place. That's why they made the statement in the title. It says Portland as a homeless crisis sparks disease common in third world country. And it's so spiritual because a lot of elders and some brothers bring out the fact that after the elites do what they want to do to this place is going to be nothing but a third world country. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I didn't see. I want to show you some pictures of the. So look at that! Wow. So that's reminding me of California. So if you believe in these people talking about how we're gonna have a soft landing and all these different things, it was a lot of articles. Then you're mistaken and you're naive because it was a lot of articles talking about how millions of people are gonna lose their jobs this year because you got to remember all these companies are pretty much trying to not go bankrupt. They already know the economy is pretty much spiraling. Now, I've been following these different economists. So you got it's one particular what it says pretty much based on the data. See, if you go about the data, numbers on the paper mean one thing, but I've worked in manufacturing, and you'll always have a bump in the heads of the actual worker that got to build the part or make the part or produce the part, and then you'll have management that's buying the materials, or they're trying to keep a certain budget and obtain a profit. Well, like the last job I was working at, we were manufacturing bolts, and based on the dies, these shittier dies, pretty much you ran through them quicker, and you had a more inferior product. Now, if you spend a little bit more money on the better die, you pretty much had a more or a more superior product, and you could run longer. It was more benefits to it, but because you got individuals that don't know about the job and pretty much just looking at numbers, the reality of the situation, numbers on a paper, you could think one thing, but until you actually like deal with it, you won't understand. So with that being said, eventually, because this inflation hasn't went anywhere. If anything, they say it's going to get more, it's going to increase. Each year the price of living goes up. So if the price of living going up, the inflation going to go up. So with that being said, it's the book of Jeremiah chapter 51. Already at 17 minutes. I'm just trying to bring out a few of these scriptures. Jeremiah chapter 51, and I'm going to start at verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Meaning he's going to render on her, she has to pay, payback. Verse 7, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken, because this place pushes out different philosophies with its democracy. And that's the philosophies is considered like wine, and the nations are drunk off this wine. You got certain nations like Taiwan, pretty much that pretty much accepted the democracy, as well as those LGBTQ philosophies and mindsets and lifestyles, as well as other countries. You know what I mean? And you had a lot of countries that didn't. Like Russia, like China. But this place has been a golden cup because, that's why you have had individuals from those nations like China and Russia come here to try to, I guess, what you call yourself having a better life, as well as those same countries trying to aspire to be in that top position like America, aka Babylon the Great, has been. And listen, as to, like I said, the word has. It was at once a great nation. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. And this is future prophecy, but nonetheless, you see this place falling now. This place is circling the drain. This place, like I said, is sitting in the dirt. Like I said, just that image right there, that's American City, Portland, Oregon. That's shameful. Again, what, like I said, America's supposed to be, the wealthiest nation in the world, where everybody wanted to come to, and you had migrants come here and say they're going back. That's how you know the American dream is dead. And now you're about to see what the American nightmare is all about. That's why we've been, telling people to come out of the ways of this place. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country, for a judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. because and like I said, I just made mention of the migrants going back to their homelands, but you got other individuals that's gonna start fleeing. That's why you got individuals like Drake. I believe he's a dual citizen of both Canada and America. I remember Jesse Ventura. I believe he was a dual citizen of both America and Mexico. I'm pretty sure Holly Berry, she was married to her husband, that actor guy, and I think she has citizenship in both America and France. You know, and these people, once this place gets too low, you're gonna have people with the means to be able to. They're gonna leave. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 18, point verse 21. Revelations 18 and verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And again, I made mention of that civil war. They promoting these, leftist and rightist ideologies. They promoting liberals and conservatives. They promoting Democrats against Republicans. All that is division. You know, you ain't heard too many "we all Americans." And like I said again, I did a video because the elder Amawan Gabar had posted this video. I don't know if it was on TikTok or what, but you had this Edomite, or he appeared to be an Edomite, talking about the last time, because pretty much with that whole movement that's going on with these different states pretty much taking Trump off the ballot, that's offending a lot of these liberals. What I mean? These individuals that's pretty much all for Trump. You know, and he said the last time they did that, took a candidate off the ballot, was during the time of Abraham Lincoln. And what did that cause? And he said basically a civil war. It's not by happenstance or coincidence that they're pretty much showing, the trailers for this movie. This movie's supposed to be coming out in the summertime, Civil War. And then I was just talking to a brother earlier today. He was talking about he hoping everything break loose during the summer. Scriptures talk about pray that your flight is not in winter. You know what I mean? I pray that my flight is not in winter. You got brothers with families and whatnot, but it's gonna be whatever the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gonna have it. So I'm gonna end it with this. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7, and the point is verse 5, and it reads. I'm gonna start at verse 4, and it reads. I'm gonna start at verse 3, and it reads, Salakia, Ezekiel 7 and verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense, there go that word again, or pay back, repay upon thee all that abomination. And this land is a land that allows you to fornicate in your abominations. It allows you to participate, without any judgment. These people tell you that they're the people of the Bible. They told you that this, well, not the people of the Bible. They say that those Khazars are the people of the Bible. But they said this country is built on biblical principles, yet still they practice all kinds of abominable acts and wickedness. Verse 4, and mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense or repay thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 5, the point, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Verse 6, the end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And the end of what? The end of this age, the end of this devil, this so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomites power structure. It's coming to an end, and that's why all these things are taking place. Like I said again, this money is inflated, you know what I mean? This system is being pretty much propped up, and this situation is pretty much about to crack. Once they, I just watched a video earlier today that was just talking about a lot of this guy I watch, he economist called the Money GPS. He was talking about how, I got a lot of nations that pretty much are reserving not to use the US dollar. So when all those dollars come back to America, that's when you're going to have your hyperinflation. If they're already bitching about inflation, just imagine hyperinflation, you know. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole, Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I'm implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to God, Loyam, La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak, thumb. Let's say double honor to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Let's say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. So shalom to the Akim and the Aqua, thought they're listening and learning. Lord, willingly this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth to you. I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to cover another lesson. Say shalom, shalom. Waffle apple ball, shalom.